Hello everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. Last time we've spent our time kind of just searching around the monastery to see if we can find really just any case where Flayn actually might be. We have a good idea where she might be, but I'm actually currently using the bait so I can actually get increasing the professor level since we're so close. There we go. We got a professor level up. This will be very helpful. More activity points. The number of adjutants you can deploy has increased. You can get better monthly funds, and master classes have been unlocked. Your recipe book for working together has expanded. Adjutants, once you reach Professor level C, you can now assign adjutants to follow a unit into battle. A number of adjutants you can assign per battle will increase with your Professor level. So essentially you can have, as you can see, extra people that will get experience, that will get their class experience, but they actually won't gain like fighting experience. So they won't gain anything as far as how much damage they can do. Let me rewind that. They won't gain anything as far as their weapon skills, but like actual fighting experience for their levels and experience for the classes, they'll get it. And battalion. Well, I don't know if it's battalion. I don't think it's battalion experience. Depending on class, adjutants can provide one of three types of aid. Follow-up occasionally will add a follow-up attack in combat. I've never actually had that happen, so it's very rare. Guard will defend against and reduce damage from follow-up attacks. And heal will occasionally heal the host at the start of each turn. I've actually mostly had heal just because it's been helpful, and it actually happens more often than you would think. They're more effective at higher support levels. They get experience in battle, but do not lose weapon durability and do not die if the host unit is defeated. Well, we're going without losing anybody, so there's really a vast difference on how that's going to be playing out. Also, in between the last episode and this one, I actually decided to say, you know what, I'm going to look this up because I'm very curious. I found out with what would it take to actually do recruitments, and I found out. So for the stat itself, you need it to be at least level. The stat needs to be at least 15. So I was actually doing a good job by actually giving Blythe all the extra stat things, because that will make it a little bit better and quicker to make sure you can actually recruit people. The other thing is you need the stats of the level of your ability that they're wanting, like either brawling or authority or whatever, to be at a C, unless it's something you're proficient in yourself. So for Blythe, anything that requires swords, authority, I think for the male it's brawling as well. Females, I think it's actually using a magic. I'd have to look at what our Blythe is. I think it's brawling for us. But essentially that's going to require us to have a C, actually have a B rank on those, unless you're actually really good about increasing affinity with them. And one way to do that is have them tag along in missions throughout the month. That way you can increase your affinity with them. And if you have a high enough affinity to have a C support, from what I read, they'll actually lower their requirement to be hired on it, to be recruited. But there are a few people, like, essentially the retainers to the... That's essentially what they are, retainers to the house leaders. They can't be recruited. So essentially, with Edelgard, her creepy, as I like to put it, because I can't remember his name ever. That dude, he's not going to ever gonna be recruited, and apparently Hilda is Claude's like version of it, because it's the Lesser Alliance is more of a democracy type of thing instead of a monarchy. Alright. Man, some of these fish are ridiculous. Oh boy. But anyway, that's what I found out, and so I think what I'm going to be doing, as far as it's concerned with getting those skills up, I'm going to do my best to get everything I can up to C. Just mainly so I can actually start recruiting people. Funny thing though, is if you're not with the Blue Lions and you chose the female version of Blythe, you could automatically recruit Sylvain as soon as you can start recruiting people, because, well, if it wasn't obvious, it's because Blythe's a woman, and he's like, oh yeah, certainly I'll join. But yeah, that's a thing. Alright. We're getting there. But yeah, it seems kind of silly to continue to do this so often as far as doing the fishing. But as you can see, I was able to level up my professor level to C because of that. So I'm going to do what I can to make sure I get the higher professor levels faster. Because you can also, like you saw with the blacksmith, if you have a certain level with your professor, like a certain professor level, well, that's it. You can unlock new options for transforming your weapons when you do the forging. It seemed a bit tedious when I first saw it, like, fishing? I don't think that will be something I'll do. And then I realized, oh, I can actually do a decent job about leveling up my professor level doing this. It takes a little bit. But to give an idea, if you have 50 of a bait, and you were able to do all small fish, and do each one of them perfectly, you would get 100 professor experience. And that's if it's all the small ones, and it's random whether or not it'll be the small ones or the bigger ones. The yellows will give you 20 experience, the red ones will give you 30 experience. So it's... And when it comes to trying to do professor levels, every little bit helps. It really does, because that will certainly help out when you go to my mind's drawing a blank, I'm sorry. trying to concentrate on that and talk. Timing things, you know. Oh, big guy. There we go. Got a perfect with the big guy. But yeah, like, I went from being a D+ professor to a C level professor and a decent amount into it. In this short time of actually doing this. I thought about just doing all this off screen and then coming back to it, but I realized, oh, you know what? I'm actually close to leveling up. I'll record this part. Alright. Well, anyway. That and it seems like having something... Well, how about that? Of course. There we go. Now, here's the thing. There's two ways you can go about this, and one is you can immediately do the story mission for the month. Just immediately do it. But in doing so, you will end the month. All you have to do is come here. Beyond here is Yuritsa's room. Please note that the current month will end and story will progress. Continue? We're not actually going to do that yet. It seems kind of cold to leave Flayn in an unknown predicament, but we do need this month to progress like it actually would normally. So we're gonna end our free time today. The Leicester Alliance Founding Day, there's a special dish in the dining hall. Partake in its festivities. Yes.
Oh, this takes me back. I used to love this when I was a child.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing beats enjoying my favorite food.
Alright. Nice. So we'll just kind of go through the week here.
Hey Ingrid, this kind of work is definitely your thing, and I've got some urgent business, so...
I can't finish this all alone. Try to be helpful sometimes, Sylvain.
Are you that helpless?
No, she just wants you to be in that.
How's that, Professor? If you ask me, I think we did pretty well.
Yes, Sylvain put his back into it for once. Next thing we know, pigs will be taking to the air.
They do say the same thing quite a bit, I'll be honest. Sylvain's actually a C on writing. That's really good. Smithing stones. Alright. Learned ability dex plus 4. Nice. And good thing they have this going on.
I'm really getting the hang of this.
Monster Piercer. That's really good.
I can really do this.
Point blank volley. That's funny. They pretty much all have C's and I don't. How amusing. Alright, so. Here's what you can do. You can immediately go into a battle, which is kind of what I'm looking at doing right now. So here's looking at the master ranks. So they have Falco Knight, Wyvern Lord, Mortal Servant, which is basically like take you on and take you out kind of deal. Great Knight, which is insanely ridiculous. Heavy armor and riding is a big thing you need. Bow knight, so you need a good amount of an A rank in a bow and A in riding. But here's the other reasons why I wanted even the two of them to start learning riding to some extent, is so they could get to this point. Because these would actually be very good classes. They would need an A rank riding though. And the Geometry, which is all forms of magic, which is actually a really good class. But, yeah. Sword, lance, and flying. I'm currently working on all three of those with her, so she'd be pretty good about becoming, well, yeah, she is working on flying. But yeah. Sylvain, I don't know if there's a reason to really do that. Yeah, actually I don't feel like actually doing that. I think we're good. Wait. Okay, no, he is a thief. So... we're going to replenish the battalions. Item shop. Yeah, I bought all of them. And we're going to do battling. Alright. Prologues are now available. Battle branch away from the main storyline to focus on side stories of specific units. By completing these battles, you'll gain unique items and battalions that pertain to these side stories. Some paralogs feature units from outside your house. You can control these units in these battles. They will not earn experience or require items. A war for the week, and then we have an auxiliary battle on the plateau. So this is an available thing that's there until that date. This is actually the reds are the only time you'll ever fight, but there's also the fact that these are monsters that show up. So it's kind of, what do you want? I'm gonna show off the auxiliary battle in the red, because we can come back to this. This is a very specific one, because if you look at it, yeah, there's a red exclamation point only for today. The other 2 days, it's still there. So we do have time to come back and actually do that. So that's why I'm picking that. It seems like a good option on that. Alright. Battle on the plateau. And we don't have any adjutant seats, so we're not going to worry about that. Because we haven't got anybody in the party yet to become that. But as you can see, whew, there's a big birdie there. And that is going to be a monster type that's actually not nice. But as you can see, it has a yellow health bar. So it's actually going to fight the like these rogues as well as fight us. So we do want to be careful, but we can actually use that bird to our advantage. So that's what we will do. Alright. So
What should I do?
Yeah, using a lance would be just
goes.
fine.
My thanks.
Got some experience. Nice.
Here we go.
I'm on it.
So I'm not going to do that.
Stay focused.
And swap. I'm gonna put on the gauntlets. Okay, so yeah, I'm almost at D+ with it. The only thing I got C is authority, which, of course, I don't have
I'll get
a decent enough level with Dorothea to actually have her become a part of the party.
I'll give it my
As
all.
far as having enough affinity with her. Alright.
Ready when you are.
Drawback? No. Let's not do that.
Ready.
Yeah, just have you. Better.
ineffective.
Yeah, I mean, you were attacking a giant wall. I don't know what you were expecting, really.
Predictable.
Alright. But as you can see, that bird's gonna swipe them. He's known as the King of Wings. Alright. Would you be willing to gambit these two?
Let's do it. Now.
Rhymed a little bit more than I thought. You know what, whatever. Just go with it. Alright. Gotta level up.
I suppose I've improved.
And yeah, you can just do Nosferatu.
Can't afford to lose. Everyone will be so pleased.
Yeah, I want to see what this does.
Had to be done.
Okay. I actually like that Bolagon. Sometimes, for some reason, Bolagon just does not look cool, but that one actually did. Are you going to be able to? Nope. The answer is no. Nice.
You never
Good
had
shot,
a chance.
Dimitri.
I must keep aiming higher.
Is this a joke?
I wish it wasn't, dude. That was not cool. Not a good level up. Alright.
Here we come! Let's win this already.
Let's make a disturbance beyond
Be gone. Whoops. Oh well.
Alright. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, he's got more avoid with that, so we're gonna roll with it.
You're weak.
Well, this bird's gonna KO all of these guys before I can. I'm not a fan of that.
No hesitation. As expected.
Just, like, did a power-up punch in the dude's face with those blades. Ouch.
Such power dwells within.
Nice. I actually just realized my charm just hit 15, so that could have also been another thing that was preventing me. Enemy phase. Oh, he's doing that. The AoE attack that almost KO'd the boss. Alright. That's a thing. Do you mind? Rusted bow? Okay. A door key. I don't know why a door key of all things is what was there, but alright. Yeah, just do cutting, yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well done.
There we go. Oh no, you did 1 damage. Sorry. I just felt like I had to just make slight fun.
that is that.
Get a level up.
Another step forward.
That's a really respectable level up, honestly. There goes that guy. I hope what he was holding wasn't anything really important. Ow!
no choice.
Casted it right in his face.
A change for the better.
That was just so much disrespect. Oh. Well, Bird lost 1 health bar. But that bird actually cannot move. Now he can. Alright. Oh, it's actually doing a nasty AoE attack. Ooh. I'm taking you out.
Guess I'm pretty strong. Feel like I grew up a little.
I doubt that I'm gonna be able to defeat the bird in 1 turn. Training sword. I guess if anything I can sell all these different weapons, because it's a bit ridiculous having all of them.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Almost. Yeah, it's 2 out. And I could actually pull it off, but I'm gonna wait. Let them try to get a lick in there and have the bird try to pull off a hit. Oh, just doing that? Birdman decided to just change what his move was. Alright. I'm definitely using a gambit here.
It's time.
To do yeah, I'm gonna rally you, and we'll have to do attack with a gambit.
Let's begin.
Got authority leveled up.
I've deepened my understanding.
Yes, you did. We got a mithril out of that, so even better. And we got the bird.
That's what you get. I'll keep it up.
Alright. Let's just slowly start making our way over there. Nice dodge there. Now E+.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I'm just using the sword spear thing.
Should I have held
Ouch.
back?
I need to be that good.
Received a good bit of money for that too, which is good. And we got some renown out of that. A very lucrative fight. It's really interesting how, like, when they do pictures of Blythe doing different stuff, it's always with the female version of it. And when it's talking about different, it like having, oh, this is the house. It's always showing the Black Eagle. Yes. Oh, wow. Got a lot of people. Okay. So that still work out. I was wondering how this was going to go. So... yeah, we're gonna go in with Mercedes. And... let's see if we can't get her to B.
Yes.
There we
Very
go.
good.
Now she has a B level. She can now use Restore.
I'm a natural.
Yes, you certainly are. So that's a better healing. And I want to do...
Thank you, Professor. I couldn't have done it without you.
You're welcome.
I'm sure I'll get it again next time. Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere. Now I feel like I'm getting somewhere.
There we go.
I'm a natural.
Yes. Yes, you are. As far as he's concerned,
Quite intriguing. Thank you. Quite intriguing. Thank you.
So that would be equivalent to doing a few fights. He didn't really fight at all last time, so there is that. Ash, you still have yet to learn your budding calendars.
That's a relief. You're making me blush.
Nice.
That's a relief.
Good grief,
That's
Ash.
a relief.
Now excels in lance skills. Learn Shatter Slash.
Is this my true talent?
Alright. Ingrid. Um. There we
I
go.
appreciate your guidance.
Hit and run.
I'm
And
certain I've improved.
okay. So I'm also wanting to
Looks like I did it.
increase.
Ah, no big deal.
It is a big deal.
I appreciate your guidance.
Now we got her up to rank D.
I'm certain I've improved.
And I'm gonna do Dimitri so I can increase his sword skills.
That was helpful coaching. This will be useful.
Now it's D plus.
Each new experience is an asset.
Alright, goals. Mercedes, I want you to do faith and writing, actually. That way you can get both of those going. That way she can get closer to being a holy knight. And she's kind of doing a little bit of both because I want her to expand her capabilities in that regard. But I can also, since she's actually got healing, I think I can actually just go ahead and do writing as well. That way she can get closer to being a Dark Knight. You're doing a pretty good job on that. I would say maybe sword and flying. That way you can get better and possibly make it easier to get to a Falco Knight. You're doing fine with that. You... sword... Let's do brawling. Well, he's already done sword and brawling. I'm trying to think of what else I think it's axe. Let's just kind of go with that for right now. Your authority is actually really good, so I actually want you to do sword and lance. You're doing pretty well anyway with that. Let's do lance and heavy armor. Or, yeah, lance and heavy armor.
Professor, could you explain?
I'm kind of terrified to walk the monastery grounds at night. It's unnerving how dark and quiet this place gets. How can I conquer my fears? See, this is the most logical answer, but I'm trying to think of what would give him some motivation.
Ah, I see it now.
There we go. Oh, wow.
Professor.
To excel as a warlock. No, honestly, I think we're good. The way things are. It's Catherine's birthday.
Thanks. How's that, Professor? If you ask me, I think we did pretty well.
Yes, Sylvain put his back into it for once. Next thing we know, pigs will be taking to the air.
Yeah. Not bad.
It seems I've improved.
Am I starting to master this?
Yeah. He's got a C with lances now, which is good. I'm not sure exactly what I'm wanting Ash to become as far as a fighter. So I think I really cannot purchase an intermediate seal. Really? Nope. Alright. So we're gonna do exploring. There's a reason for this. Part of it is going to be because every time you do an explore during the month, you can do multiple things. One of them is come here and harvest what you planted. So you can get professor points doing that. And now we can actually plant 3 things at a time. And we're going to cultivate them by doing a little bit better bone meal.
Hi there.
Hi there!
Professor.
How are you doing? Sorry. And the cool thing is we can do 5 of the trainings again.
Hi
So
there,
I'm also going
Ash.
to be doing
Here to do some
other
reading
stuff.
as well, I take it? Ash?
Huh, Ingrid, you gave me a start. How long have you been standing there?
Not too long. Apologies for startling you. Must be a great book for you to be so deeply engrossed in it. What has you so captivated?
Oh, it's quite an old book. One of the really old legends of Fargus.
Aha! It must be the Sword of Kaifon then, yes?
Oh, so you know it.
Oh yes. I know it quite well. I read it often as a child. In fact, I read it so much that my personal copy fell apart. I brought it everywhere with me. I adore that book. The tale of the warrior Kaifon, whose devotion and loyalty enabled his best friend Lug to become king. He went to great lengths to see things through.
Exactly. I love the image of him charging forward into the fray, ready to take on any obstacle in the name of his king.
Indeed, he was the very picture of the perfect knight. In my opinion, the best chapter is right around the middle of the book.
Ah, the part about the war of the eagle and lion? That's my favorite part. In a flash, Kaifon's sword flew from its scabbard. The knight parried the assassin's blade mere inches from the spine of his king.
Kaifon's blade hummed like the wind, slashing the enemy's throat. In mere moments, their forces lay vanquished, decimated by his mighty blows. I can recite the entirety of it if you like. I never grow weary of that tale, the pinnacle of knighthood, with all its struggles and glory.
I know just what you mean. I never get tired of it. Some people laugh at me for reading these old tales, but I'll never outgrow them. I'm glad to find someone who shares my enthusiasm.
I'm glad of it as well. Tell me, what other books do you enjoy, Ash?
Well, the first one I ever read, was Lug and the Maiden of Wind.
You have fantastic taste. That story is another favorite. The final chapter makes me tear up every time.
I know. When I first read it, I just couldn't get that ending out of my head.
It seems we have much in common. I look forward to chatting again sometime.
I'd love to. Yes, let's.
I swear, if they had an achievement by the end of it, if you got like a maximum support between the two of them, it would be bookworms. Because good night.
What brings you here? I'm taking. Is this about Flayn? I understand.
I'm not trying to be
Working hard,
serious.
aren't you? I'll admit, I'm impressed. I can assist with any tasks or help with your students.
That's
On
very
it.
sweet.
I'm available anytime I'm not on a mission with the Knights.
There we go. We have now recruited Shamir. Because I found out you need to be level 15 for the both her and Catherine.
What brings you here? Is this about Flayn? But that heart.
Sorry. So she does both of those. Yeah, I'm not gonna use it on that.
Maybe.
Professor?
No. Where did no, Catherine's up here, isn't she? No? I thought she was there. Maria's over there. No, Catherine. Yeah, Catherine's over here.
Did you hear about Flayn? It's just some of the... What? Yuritsa? What would make you suspect him? I see.
So I'm gonna do faculty training.
Practice yields results.
Did you... Some of the... What? What would make you suspect him? I see. Hey, Professor. You're good looking, you know that? At the same time, you look like someone who was born to fight. I bet we'd get along. I'm also good looking and born to fight. Need any help with your class? Feel free to call on me when a fight's brewing. Thunderbrand and I will be there when you need us.
Yay! Okay, so there we go. We got 2 new recruitments, so there we go. As far as I'm concerned on the rest of it... She was someone that required us to have a good lance, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I'm not quite there with magic or resistance, but no one's ever asked for resistance for a stat. So magic, it's almost there. Faith is really close, so we could possibly push it beyond that. Not that far from it now. But lance is very low, so yeah, there's not gonna be anything really to write home about right now. That. Oh yeah. We do have these 2. So, Fighting Spirit, so unit takes 5 less damage when no battalion is assigned, or when battalion endurance is 0. Grants 5 attack with a sword and plus 10 crit. And she has the Thunderbrand. Oh, she has an intermediate seal. That's amazing. She has Axebreaker too. An A in sword, which that's pretty obvious. Brawling is C+. Alright. A in bow, C in lance, D in authority. Survival instinct. If unit initiates combat and defeats foe, grants strength, magic, dex, and speed +4. Wow. She's actually really good. Alright, items. I want you to store that, and I want you to store that. But also, I want you to have that, and you. Yeah, I'll just reforge it. Okay. Let's go over to where the blacksmith is and work things out.
Hey there.
Forge.
Is this it?
Yes.
There you go.
Also, if you look at a javelin, this right here is actually a really good upgrade to the javelin. You don't want to do javelin plus, actually. We don't have the actual items for transforming it yet, so you do want to keep that in mind, though. Oh, dude. What? Professor beat this iron. Alright. So, I'm actually going to transform this into a steel lance. Hand axe.
Is this it? There you go.
Back into an iron bow. Oh, 10 mithril. And it needs to be an A. Ooh.
Come back anytime.
Sure thing. Mercedes, you don't ever really need Vulneries. As long as there's someone around her that's hurt, she does not need to ever use Vulnerary. And she's also got a,
This one?
Thank you. Please come again.
Professor?
Okay. Dimitri, you can have that, and I actually just want to trade this out for the iron one. Yeah, I'll give you the leather. Okay. So, I'm going to increase the motivation on some of the students completely to make it easier.
It couldn't add this up.
Alpha.
Ah, this is nice. Aha.
So, do that. Today's special. Well, let's do a full menu. And do Mercedes on that. Well, actually, let's do Dimitri. Because I do want to actually increase his skill.
This is my absolute favorite. How did you know, Professor?
Oh, this takes me back. I used to love this when I was a child.
place. I'm trying to like go through all of these different options of increasing not only different stats but going through all this. Annette, Sylvain, yes. The two of you are attending choir practice.
Singing is so much fun. Everyone should enjoy themselves while they're doing it.
It's hard to sneak out when the professor is watching.
I know. That's why. So it actually doesn't increase motivation. Good to know that.
Hello there.
That was very bizarre. Alright.
Perhaps. May the goddess protect dear Flayn.
Yeah, honestly, these are the only ways I can actually increase my affinity currently. Oh, wow. Alright. Oh, it's right
Professor.
here.
Right.
You know what? It's whatever.
You there, youngster. Won't you listen to this old man's troubles? I was born and raised right here in this town. I spent my whole life here. My daughter lives in the Empire, and she sent me a letter to ask if I was keeping up with my daily worship.
Well, hello there, Professor. Is this a friend of yours?
No, I don't know him.
Is that so? I was sure you two knew each other. Is there something we can do for you, good sir?
Oh, what a lovely young lady. I was just telling this kind soul a story.
Really? What's troubling you?
Well, I was thinking of going to daily prayer, but my leg's been acting up and I can't walk properly.
How terrible. That's no good at all. May I be of assistance? I'd be happy to lend a shoulder and escort you to the chapel.
Would you? Oh, I'd be most grateful to you. Thank the goddess for sending this young lady to me today.
We'll need your help too, Professor. Here, sir, take my arm. Splendid work, Professor. You really seem to appreciate our assistance.
Yeah, we did a good deed.
Putting a smile on someone's face always seems to brighten up the day. Is something wrong? You're giving me a strange look.
How'd you know something was bothering him?
Oh, how should I put this? I suppose it's just second nature to me.
What do you mean?
It's difficult to describe, but I can usually tell when someone is worried about something. Back there, I could tell that both you and the old man were in distress. I spent a good amount of my life living in the church. Maybe that's why I'm so good at identifying these things?
That's news to me.
Did I not mention that before? I spent nearly 10 years of my life in the Church of Fargus. Many came to us with their troubles. In my own time of need, I once ran to the church myself, and they helped me. May I share something with you, Professor? It's about a dream of mine.
What is your dream?
I'd like to work in the church one day. I want to be like the priest who helped me. Never mind. It's not a very realistic dream. Please forget I said anything. If I were someone else, perhaps a commoner without a crest or stature, maybe things would be different. It's a bit sad, but this is the way things have to be. After all, only the goddess can decide our fates.
Well, I was gonna try to encourage her. Good night. That was so sad. Mercedes is just a really kind-hearted person, and it's so sad that she was just distraught like that.
Professor.
That was just really low. Why was the audio?
I'm so sorry, Professor. I somehow overslept and missed our training session. I didn't mean to cause you and the others so much trouble. Imagine if that had happened during one of our missions. It really is inexcusable.
You do need to rest more.
It's just, when I'm studying tactics, I lose track of time and... Oh, who am I kidding? I've always been like this. Before I came to the Officers Academy, I was a student at the School of Sorcery in Ferdiad. Even back then, I was pulling all-nighters well before the exams. And I never even noticed I was harming myself. I'm just too focused on my goal. I know I've already told you this, but I really love to learn new things. It's a passion of sorts. I first realized I had the learning bug when I was about 4 or 5 years old. My father was so happy to see me using magic. Seeing him happy made me happy too. And that made me want to work even harder. If only things could have stayed like that.
What do you mean?
When I was about 13, my father left home. He was a devout man, so I figured he'd gone to the monastery. That's why I went to the School of Sorcery, so that I could eventually get accepted at the Officers Academy. I studied harder than ever, and sure enough, I finally earned a referral. Unfortunately, my passion for learning became more of an obsession. I got so focused, I kind of forgot how to relax. Feels like I've been running in circles ever since.
Well, rest is as important as work.
That's true. Just look at today. If my hard work stops me from working hard, what good is it? Okay, it's decided. From now on, I'll try my best not to try my best.
You have my support.
Yay! With you on my side, I'm sure I'll succeed. From now on, if you see me going overboard, just let me know. I'm a new woman after all.
At that point, it's like, yeah, I understand what you mean, but the way you said it was entirely confusing. It was entirely confusing, maybe. You better talk, that would be fantastic. Alright, now, there we go. So we're headed over there.
Maybe.
Yo, Sylvain. Again? What happened?
Oh, Professor. I didn't realize you were there. If we keep running into each other like this, people will start to talk. They'll say, Sylvain and the Professor are on the prowl. Forget it. What do you need?
Are you having girl problems?
I fell for that girl recently, but I just wanted to have some fun and leave it at that. So, I told her we should break it off. I guess she was feeling a little more serious than I was. She started crying, and everything got a bit complicated.
You are pretty complicated.
Come on, Professor. Playing around with girls is the most fun a guy can have. Besides, I don't care what you think of me. I don't intend to change how I live my life. I'm a good-for-nothing, if you haven't noticed. But I'm still a noble with a crest. That's all anyone cares about. It's best to avoid getting too serious with fools like that. It only leads to trouble. I'm gonna be forced into an arranged marriage with some random noble woman anyway. By the way, Professor, you didn't know you had a crest, did you?
Never thought much about it.
I see. I suppose a mercenary wouldn't be concerned with such things.
What's your experience?
Most children who are born to noble families are tested upon birth to see if they bear one. Even descendants of the 10 elites, like myself, can't be legitimate heirs without a crest. That means as children, we're only accepted if we're born with one. The heads of most noble houses keep having kids until they get one with a crest. Those children then grow up to be heads of their houses, and the vicious cycle continues. Do you get it now? To all these commoner girls, I'm just a trophy. Or rather, a stud horse.
That's cynical.
Perhaps, but that doesn't change the fact that these girls don't love me. They only love the potential rewards of loving me. If I marry a girl, and she gives birth to a child with a crest, that kid might become the next head of House Gautier. But nowadays, with the bloodlines getting weaker, there are a lot of kids like my brother, born with no hope. For ages now, those of us with crests have been envied and desired, but never for who we are. I understand the value of my blood. Believe me, I hate how much I understand it. I know better than to dream of being free from this burden. I'm used to it by now. I used to think I didn't have the right to live freely.
You don't think that way anymore?
That's right. You know what? I'm a bit jealous. The whole time you were growing up, you never knew you had a crest. You were free. Nobody pretended to like you. I kind of hate you for that. You were a spoiled brat who should pay for that crest. Maybe I'll collect the debt. Gotcha! Wow, you should have seen the look on your face just then. Don't mind me, Professor. After all, ladies love a dark and brooding noble.
I think he was actually a bit serious, though. Alright, so... let's head in here.
Because of Flayn's, but we haven't found a sink. What's that? She was carrying something. Man, I'm not close.
How about some writing? I just thought about this. Let's head on over here.
Need something? This
All right.
one?
Let's do Divine Pulse.
You're all set. See you again soon.
And we're ending the free time today. Yeah, I'll end things here, and in the next one we'll continue on with the next week for going through the ninth month. If I could actually say things correctly. But anyway. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.